Let's take a look at the hip tuck in Qigong training. A lot of times when I say hip tuck or rock your hip under, people have a lot of interesting ideas. I think a real typical one, if I say hip tuck, is that people will just take their hip and rock it forward and kind of stick their back there, but nothing's actually happening with the hip. You're just kind of moving your thighs in this motion. It's kind of like a dance motion or something like that. But the reality is you want to move your pelvis as if it's a separate unit, from your back and upper body and from your thighs. And that can be difficult. There's a lot of people have tension in their hips and their lower back and their quads that prevent them from moving the pelvis, which is all the more good reason to understand how to do it. So hip tuck literally means taking your tailbone and rolling it under. Okay? And you see what happens when we're doing this, when you're rolling that under, you see the knees actually aren't really moving, and neither are the shoulders. It's just, right? It's just the pelvis turning under. And you can see in the back, there's a little curve here in the back. Natural posture. You're getting rid of that curve, and you're rounding out the back. This slightly stretches the lower back. It also creates a little more space in the lower back, in the hip region, right? Rocking that under. And that is, when you rock that under, you actually create a rounded position in the body, right? So straight, rounded. And when you're rounded, you're creating a nice direct path of force from the floor up to your upper body, from your upper body back to the floor. When you're not rounded, like our body has all these little angles, and then the force kind of takes a bunch of different little turns, right? So to exaggerate that, I'm going to lift my chest up and stick a butt up. Now this would be, a stretch, but what's happening here is there's a bunch of broken chains of force. Once you tuck under, you're actually getting a nice flow of force. So if we're going to look at this in a stance, or like a horse stance or something of the sort, I'll try this angle. Right? This would be sitting in a horse stance, but not having any symmetry with the hip, not engaging the hip at all. Right? Whereas this would be engaging the hip, right? And letting the upper body relax into the stance. Right? Try it from this angle, same thing. Right? Sitting down, butt's out, stomach is forward, back is bent. I'm holding the position, I feel my thighs, but here I can actually drive my toes into the floor and the weight of the upper body sinking down. And that creates symmetry. That's where your posture will really be improved. And that's how you ultimately take the force from the ground and place it into your body. So see if you can keep that concept in mind when you're practicing your Qigong. It's really, really important. It'll make a really big difference when you're practicing your postures. Usually do that hip tuck when you're doing static postures or some kind of strength training exercise, but it's not always the case, but generally speaking.